What's going on, guys? My name is AK, back in with another YouTube video. Now in today's video we're going over spawn points in Control, as well as a few strategies and things that I think you guys are going to like to hear about, and that is on Tuscan Control. So first of all, we're going over spawn points, then we'll go over sort of my basic offense and defense strategies that I like to use, and then you can sort of adapt them for yourself, and just going over some sort of tips and tricks that I think might make you slightly better at this map. And upon the request of one of my previous videos, on my hardpoint spawns video, someone said, would it be possible if you could actually show the positions in game that I'm talking about? So what I'm going to do is, when I talk about something, there's hopefully going to be a little video in the bottom corner, that side, sort of showing where on the map I'm actually talking about. Because I know TAC maps is good for like a whole map visualization, but sometimes you want to actually see what I'm talking about. So there'll be a little thing in the bottom corner explaining what I'm talking about. So with that said and done, let's jump straight into it. So starting off with the spawn points on offense. So offense is the team that spawns by the back of the well, the sort of P3 region. You get a lot of spawns towards this deep back, sort of that anchor spot for P3. You spawn there quite a lot. Spawn there for A. Even once you've captured A, you can spawn there quite a lot for B as well. So that is probably the most common, just sort of in the back of the deep spawn. Depending on how you're being pushed out in the spawn, you can spawn to the side of the arches here as well. That's quite a common spot if they've got sort of the rooftop control, sort of spawning over towards that side of the map. You can also spawn on the rooftops. There's a variety of spawn points actually on the rooftops as well, so make sure to keep note of them. Again, if someone is pushed up towards the A side, if they're trying to lock down sort of the L and the back spawn for the offense, if they're sort of round there, that can force the spawns out over towards the roof side as well. And another rare spot that you sometimes spawn in is sort of the P3 towards the back of fire. That's more commonly for B. If you've sort of already captured A, you can sometimes spawn at the back of fire. But they are the main spawn points for offense on Control. On the defense side of things, your main spawn point, so where the attack spawn in the deep back there, the most common spawn point for this is in the deep back of the map there, on the sort of on the back of the tank. That is where literally almost all of the spawns are. There are some that are in front of it, depending on sort of how pushed up you are. So if the enemies are sort of deep in the back, sometimes the spawn point is slightly further forward towards the arches by the church. There's a little sort of, the arches around there. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You'll see it in the little video in the corner. That is the next most common spawn point after the deep back. And then the only other spawn point that there is actually for the defense side of things is over towards the field side. Now, the field side, you'll only ever spawn there if there is a player that is set up on the wall here at the back, or even on the back tank, and that is then blocking that spawn in the back and forcing the spawn out over towards the field side. So if there's a player that's set up on these walls for the offense side that's actually blocking that, you spawn on the field side. So if you've got someone in point and there's someone set up at the back, make sure you're watching up the ramp, because the two ways to push from there is through the back spawn, or through the church, or even sort of through the arches and through to the back spawn as well. So that's basically the only options for defense spawns. So that's basically the spawn points. Now, what are my go-to attack strategies and defense strategies on Tuscan? So for attack, it's quite simple. My most favorite thing for Tuscan is 4 hit the point. So all 4 players hit through the arches, or sort of through L, and hit the point there. Get 1 on the God Heady, 1 on the sort of the outer statue this side, and sort of send 2 to push up. The person that goes God Heady, that's normally me. What I do is I set up on these trees at the back here, and I watch over just in case anyone does actually go this side off defense. You're not really favored on that side. I will get into a quick little thing that I like to do on the other side of things that does involve going field side, but yeah, I always set up there, wait for that person to push there. If he does, send the rest of the team to run up to the hill. As I said, get 1 in on the L, 1 in there. Ideally, then get 1 on their God side Heady, and then 1 maybe set up on that thing. You're going to capture the point literally in seconds. One of these players needs to watch the back. In fact, 2 really, I guess. You have this player that watches that side of the L. Let me explain the pushes so they can push from that side of, sorry, I'm not saying L, U is what I mean, that mid U area. One person can push that way. 1 could come around the full front, and 1 could hit the, or around the full back, and 1 could hit the front. So the 4 players in hill, this player watches this side of you, this player watches that side of you, this player on the tree, you're in a very good head glitch to watch the front there, and this player that's set up on the back of the statue watches the back pinch. And that is basically the 4-man setup on A. If you can get the initial kills, if you can get a wave of kills done, you're going to capture A within the first 20-30 seconds of the game. So this is my go-to attack strat nearly all the time on Tuscan. Then once you've captured the A point, you can look towards the B point. Now, ideally, I wouldn't hit round the back here, just because, as I mentioned, forcing the spawns out here, a lot of the players that do spawn here will either set up on the back tank or on that back head glitch, or even around this little corner here, or there's lots of little ratty corners. You can play that corner there. There's lots of little corners that you can actually sit in on the back here. So really, don't try and hit the field side. My best option really, I think, is hitting the top. You can have one person go into the top radios, a few can push through to the plat area, and then you can sort of get the hill locked down. But definitely, I'd say the best way to hit this is through that P5 side. Occasionally, if you're spawning in the back, you could maybe send a player through mid to sort of lock down that bottom church. If you're defending the B point, I'll get onto proper defense strats in the next thing, but if you're defending the B point, definitely get someone watching that bottom church push. You're guaranteed to get quite a few kills there. But that's basically it for the offense strats. Let's have a little talk about defense. So on the defense side of things, I did mention that there's one little strat that I like to do, and that is if you're running a pistol with the quick proficiency, the one that increases your movement speed, I think it's quick, you can run round here to the side of that statue as these players are crossing onto sort of the god-heady side of the hill. So as they're crossing out here, you come around that corner. So if you've watched my gameplay, you'll know that I slide around that corner, and the first thing I do is try and catch this player crossing onto the godheady. Quite often there's a player set up on that tree there. If you slide sort of far enough this side, you can actually hide behind the sort of the pillar block on this side. Or is it the tree on that side? I think it's the pillar on that side, and then the tree on the back, and you can catch this player on the cross. Do it literally every time off the start of Tuscan. Search and destroy, hardpoint, control. People don't expect it because of how unfavoured this side of the map is actually on Tuscan. So that's what I like to do. And then with the teammates, they literally all, let me put that in blue, keep it consistent. They literally all hit mid. One normally pushes through the back to try and get that pinch, and then the other two sort of split it up you, or maybe both hit the back of you, something like that, to lock down the point. But yeah, send your AR at the field side, get them to sprint with the pistol so you get there quick, and then catch that player on the cross, and then you're instantly at the man advantage. Your team can push the hill, and you can collapse on that. And if you can break A off the start, what you want to do is you want to send one of your sub players up into L, or into the arches, or into fire. Basically be a little ratty annoying sub player, get in their spawn, start spawn killing them. You'll have a massive life advantage off the start of the game. So that is the ideal start to Tuscan. Then, as I mentioned in the last round, or in the last for the offense strats, get someone set up in that bottom church. That's going to be great for watching the mid push, because remember the spawns are sort of at the back here, occasionally rooftops there, or fire. So a lot of these actually route through to sort of the mid map. So you watch that bottom church, you're going to pick up a lot of kills. Don't even move. Literally just stay set up there. Watch that front push. You're going to be okay. Get someone set up on the back here. There's various spots. You can sit on the tank, you can sit on the wall, you can sort of maybe even stand on top of the truck there. You can watch the push at the top and then just sort of occasionally turn around. Just something watching the back spawn to make sure you don't get pinched. If you know that they're hitting through, so say like someone's called that there's field side, maybe push up, maybe send another player just to sit at the back and watch the field push. But primarily the push here is mid and sort of the P5 sort of route into B. So the rest of your players need to be just hanging around in the radio room, in P5, you know, on the P5 stairs, actually down to the low well. That's quite a nice little spot to sit. Even if you push up rooftops, you're only going to force them into the spawns at the deep back there. So on control, you can get as aggressive as you like. You're never going to flip spawns because there's set spawn sides for attack and defense. So get aggressive. Push them into the back spawn. Again, if you want to get a player sort of annoying around L, around fire, they can keep them trapped in the spawn, or sort of force the spawns out towards the rooftop side of things, and then they can run straight into your little blender set up in P5. So there's a lot you can do on the defense. Sorry, don't be afraid to get aggressive on your defenses. Set up, get that push, and yeah, see if you can lock them in the back. So that's basically it for my Tuscan control sort of tactics and also the spawn points. Make sure you get them learnt. That's going to be very helpful in sort of being able to communicate to your team about where you're going to expect them to be, and making sure that you've got people in the right places. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. I also hope you found the fact that I've included sort of all the little spots in the bottom corner, or as many as I can remember when I go and film that. But yeah, hopefully you guys found that helpful too. If you did, make sure you drop a like and drop a comment saying that you found that helpful, and I'll make sure to do it in my future videos. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.